Morning, Ma'am Karen. Good morning, Philippines Global.
All right. Happy New Year to you. The no vax, no ride policy begins today. And what do you make of this government policy, attorney?
I think the policy of the LGUs is highly unconstitutional and against the law because Republic Act 11525 states that vaccine card shall not be necessary for educational, any transaction, and yet they are circumventing. Lalabag nila yung batas indirectly. Para mapilitan kang magpabakuna, you need magpapakuna para pasakayin ka. Ano yun pinupwersa. Samantalang sa DOH portal, nasusulat ang patient's right. Pwedeng mag-refuse kung ayaw nila. Pwede ring, wag silang magpapakuna. Kung ayaw nila, lalo yung mga immunocompromised, elderly, sickly, yung may mga natatagong sakit na talagang alam ng doktor nila na binabawalan sila ng doktor na magpapakuna. At yung batas, Karen, pag binasa mo, anticipated ng legislative body, na legislature, na may serious adverse effect yung bakuna. Kaya naglaan sila ng 500 million indemnity fund. Through PhilHealth, nandyan yan. At nakalagay din dyan, yung napakasaklap, ang dami pong lumapit sa amin para magpa-autopsy ng kanilang bangkay na nabakunahan, tapos na COVID, namatay. Tinanggihan namin sapagkat sa batas mismo, walang liability ang mga manufacturer. At may immunity pati ang mga opisyal ng DOH. Kaya ang talong-talo talaga dito ay ang mahirap, ang mga taong hindi makapag-hospital pag may side effects na. Tsaka sinabi rin dito sa batas, hindi ka pala free from COVID pag ikay binakunahan. Kaya yung iba nagse-second thought, Karen.
Okay. First of all, I just want to ask you personally, Attorney Acosta, are you anti-vaccination? Have you been vaccinated personally?
I am not anti-vaccination. I am complete except COVID vaccine. Because I have a first cousin who is older than me by 2 years. Na COVID siya after vaccination, namatay, nag-heart attack. Namaga yung puso niya. And then, my friend in the media, former Veritas manager, tumawag sa akin 2 days before, Chief, bakunado ako, 2 shots, pero ngayon nasa hospital ako, may COVID. Sabi ko, padalang kita ng gamot. O sige, padala mo ako Lianua. O so namatay siya. So hindi, ako talaga, may second thought ako. I'm waiting for a protein-based vaccine, COVID vaccine.
Okay. Attorney, the reason I'm asking you this, of course, we can't go anecdotal on these personal experiences of your friends because it might be highly irresponsible to assume that the vaccine was the cause of their deaths or there's a connection to their deaths. But the reason I ask you is personally just so we set the record straight, you are not vaccinated.
Yes, but all my brothers are vaccinated.
All right.
In Australia, my daughter is vaccinated, except the younger one. So they chose to be vaccinated because they are younger. Me, I am a senior now.
Yes, all right.
I have some considerations like hypertension, and
Yes.
I cannot face a vaccine now which will make you sick.
All right. No. Okay, let's be careful, attorney. Let's be careful with these statements. A vaccine that will make you sick. I mean, these are very dangerous statements because we're live on television. But I respect you. You chose not to be vaccinated. Let's keep it at that. The next question now is this. Is it unconstitutional then to order a no vaccination, no ride policy, given that the government has also said there are exemptions to this policy? The government said if you can show a medical certificate on why you should not be vaccinated, it will be accepted. Let's talk about the law. Why is that unconstitutional?
It's unconstitutional because the Bill of Rights, Section 1, states that no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, and property without due process of law, nor any person can be denied of the equal protection of the law. You are discriminating the unvaccinated, and then you are just favoring the vaccinated. You let them ride and then the unvaccinated, nung gagawin, maglalakad. And
But
then,
I'm curious, you are right that it's an effort to convince the unvaccinated to be vaccinated, but isn't this also for their own safety, given that the Omicron variant is easily transmissible, and having them ride a public transportation, I'm just going on both sides here, also puts them in danger.
that's your opinion, but in our office, we are 91% vaccinated ang mga tao ko. 9% lang ang walang bakuna. Pero ang na-COVID, during last week and now, ay mga bakunado. So sino ngayon ang may virus? I'm just saying, this is a given fact. 90 plus dito sa central office, positive. They're all vaccinees. And only 6 non-vaccinated. So you can see who is prone to virus and who is really carrying the virus. The virus itself has been injected upon the body of the vaccine. And why will you now discriminate the unvaccinated? Kung hindi mo pa sasakayin ng bus, paano makapasok sa trabaho? Bakit mo higpit ang kailangan ng pass sa barangay? Eh ba restrict mo ang buhay ng mga tao para nga lang mapilitang magpapakuna. Yung mga estudyante, bakit nagpapabakuna kahit ayaw? Because nire-require sa school.
And do you believe that's against their constitutional rights? Because even in the United States, the Supreme Court did not issue a TRO on a university that required all their teachers and students to be vaccinated if they will do face-to-face classes. So do you believe that's a violation of a student's constitutional right?
You have read a decision. I have also read a decision in the US. There are several states of the United States of America and some Supreme Courts of some states had not favored mandatory vaccination. You know, the people around the world are divided on this issue, Karen. And if you will see, if you will read Republic Act 11525, naiintindihan ng tao na anticipated na may side effects, serious side effects. So, pag sila'y pinilit natin, that will be against their will. Nasusulat sa patient's rights sa DOH portal, may karapatan ang pasyente na tumanggi sa bakuna, tumanggi sa anumang medicine. Dahil ang katawang ito, pag-aari mo mismo eh. Hindi pag-aari ng gobyerno yung katawan mo. At nasusulat din, may right of refusal ka na maging experimental feed ka dahil inamin ng gobyerno sa batas na ito. Nasusulat, Karen, ha? State recognizes the experimental nature of COVID vaccine and will compensate serious adverse effects. Nasusulat sa Section 2, Paragraph C ng batas mismo. So alam mismo ng gobyerno na ito'y EUA pa lang, Emergency Use Authorization. Kaya we cannot blame President Duterte, itong alam niyang makapagpipigil ng pandemya. Pero ang akin lamang, igalang sana yung choice ng tao. Pababakuna ka ba o hindi? Haharapin mo ba ang side effect nito? Magpapagamot ka ba? Ang problema yung mahirap. Libre ba sila sa ospital? Di ba bangkarote na ang PhilHealth? Tayo, may sweldo ka, may sweldo ako. Pagka tayo nagka-side effect, mapili tayo magpa-hospital. Pero paano ang mahirap? Kaya sino ang boses ng mahirap ngayon? Kayo, media. Ako, bilang punong manananggol pambayan.
Okay, Attorney Acosta, in terms of law, when does the public good supersede individual rights?
Yun, sinasabi nila, police power of the state. The police power of the state should used by the government, not in oppressive manner and discriminatory manner. You know what? What is the valid distinction between the unvaccinated and vaccinated? Kung tatanungin, yung vaccinated, nasaksakan na ng COVID virus. Yung unvaccinated na walang sakit, walang sintomas, walang virus at malakas ang immunity. Actually, ako mismo, na-expose ako sa mga nag-positive dito sa office, pero awa ng Diyos, antigen ko at PCR negative. I'm just taking the meds given to me by the doctors.
All right. Okay. Now, President Duterte himself has ordered a nationwide stay-at-home order for unvaccinated individuals. So, Attorney Acosta, are you still there?
Yeah, because the president is doing his
the
best.
president ordering a nationwide stay-at-home order for unvaxxed individuals. Is that constitutional? Can the president order that?
You know, that will be restricting the liberty and also the mobility of person, and that's a constitutional right. I can understand why President Duterte is doing that because there are so many millions of vaccines that arrive. So kailangan talaga maitulok na yon. Pero ang punto doon, he is just persuading the people to be vaccinated. Kaya lang, hindi mo lahat talaga mapipilit. The immunocompromised, those who have cancer, those who have epilepsy, those who are asthmatic with serious allergies within their bodies, ay parang patay buhay pa, pinapatay mo na hindi niya kayang magkasakit. Kaya nga maingat na maingat ang mga vaccinated.
Let's be careful with these statements, Attorney, because you are not a doctor.
Yeah,
So,
I'm not a doctor,
yes. But
we
move on.
not be a doctor, but we could understand the terms of the doctor.
Yes,
Because
okay.
not
But
all
attorney,
Filipinos are doctors.
let us stick with your expertise, which is the matters of law. So now, measures have been passed by the city councils of Quezon City, Caloocan, Valenzuela, and most recently Pasig. And in these cities, the unvaccinated, for example, I'll start with specifics, and you can tell me if this is discrimination or this is against the law. I'll start with this. In Caloocan, in Quezon City, in these cities, unvaccinated workers have to present a negative COVID-19 result before being admitted to work on site, and the RT-PCR is at their own expense. Would you consider that discrimination, or does it violate equality in some sense?
That is confiscatory of your money. Why? Kulang pa yung sweldo nung makalita pampa-RT-PCR. Magkano? Nung binayaran ko sa Red Cross noon, 2,700. RT-PCR saka antigen. Oh, 2,700. Magkano lang ang sweldo ng isang maralitang Pilipino sa isang araw? Sabihin mo ng 500 pesos. Para mo nang pinatay yung mahirap. Mapipilitan talagang magbakuna kahit meron siyang other diseases na hindi pwede na ayaw siyang payagan ng doktor. Ang nangyayari talaga, hindi na voluntary. Kaya dapat pag-aralan po yan ng LGUs. Muli po, nakikiusap po ako sa ating mga mayors. Huwag nating i-discriminate ang mga unvaccinated. Sa totoo lang, sila na po ang may herd immunity. Dahil na-expose na sila sa lahat ng virus kahit hindi pa sila bakunado. Sa totoo lang.
Okay, so Attorney Acosta, in QC Caloocan, Valenzuela, non-fully vaccinated workers are required to undergo an RT-PCR every 2 weeks at their personal expense. For you, this is discriminatory and confiscatory of their money, as you said. So it violates a law. Is that correct?
I think so, because if that will be shouldered by the government, that's okay. But if the person himself will be the one paying for it, that is confiscatory. Kulang pa yung sweldo niya para dyan. Lalo yung mga minimum wage earners lang. And to tell you, 90% of the health workers who are vaccinated are now suffering from COVID effects.
And here, let's talk about Caloocan. Unvaccinated residents have to stay home. They're not allowed under Alert Level 3 to enter restaurants for dine-in, engage in contact sports, go to a salon or a spa, etc., etc. In Caloocan, the unvaccinated residents also cannot take public transportation unless for essential goods, services like buying food, water, and medicine. So clearly, in certain cities, and I'm citing Caloocan here, it limits the movement of the unvaccinated. Does this violate any law?
That is, you know, you could see not all mayors are issuing those kind of ordinances. Pailan-ilan lang. Kasi maraming mayor na abogado pa rin at nag-aaral ng law. Alam nila ang Bill of Rights. Sa totoo lang, ang dami na namang nabakunahan. Kung choice nila yon, bakit mo pinagdidiskitahan ng unvaccinated? May mga bakuna tayo, milyones, di ba ipambu-booster pa nila, ilang booster, ilang dose. Hindi naman maano yan, hindi yung lahat ang gusto turukan nila, pero yung mga unvaccinated na wala namang sakit, huwag nilang i-discriminate. Yung may sakit, ayan, pa-stay home, quarantine, pwede yun. May rason. Pero malakas pa sa kalabaw, unvaccinated, i-restrict mo mobility, that's highly unconstitutional.
Okay, so my next question now is, there are also penalties in this city, in these cities. 2,000 for the first offense. In Caloocan, it even has 7 days imprisonment if an establishment or an individual violates these ordinances. On if you are unvaccinated and you violate these ordinances, what do you make of financial penalties and also imprisonment?
You know, para lang ganito yan eh. No person shall be imprisoned by reason of this death. Utang. Hindi ka lang nagpabakuna, parusahan ka. Ano yan? Ang tao may logic. Hindi kailangan maging doktor, maging abogado para maintindihan ang logic. Dahil anumang ordinansa, dapat may puso. Ang isang batas, dapat mayroong noble intent. Hindi yung, sige, gantuhin natin para magpapakuna silang lahat. Huwag naman ganyan, walang ganyanan. Sino magsasalita para sa mahihirap? Tayong nasa media at ako mismo nagsasalita para sa kanila. Yung bang mayor, kita mo, sumasaludo ako, wala silang ganyan. Ilan lamang. Sir Malapitan, thank you po doon sa sinabi mo, may health break ang mga estudyante, tama po yun.
Okay.
Pero yung bigay kayo ng parusa, kulong, kaya hindi nagpapakuna o lumabas, ay naku, kasalanan po sa Diyos yan, Sir Malapitan.
So, Attorney Acosta, clearly, you're making yourself clear. You find these measures punitive in nature, punishing those who choose not to be vaccinated. But isn't this coming, frankly, from the president? Isn't this coming from the president himself? This is why these orders, this is why the DOTR issued that. This is why LGU's city council started that. It came from the president.
I respect the president. He is like a father to us.
Yeah, but why would you want to then criticize his order?
He's just doing his best so that the people will be saved from the pandemic. Yan ang moving factor kay Pangulo. Kaya naintindihan ko siya.
Yeah,
Pero
so
yes,
is he wrong?
Nalabagin mo ang konstitusyon. Wala siyang sinasabing ganun. Wala siyang sinabing labagin niyo ang batas. Ang parang tatayan, minsan anak, pag may ginawa ka, paluin kita. Pero di ka naman pinapalo. Ganun lang yun. Parang tatay, si tatay Digong, ganyan lang yan. Pero pansinin mo, hindi lahat ng mayor may ganyang ordinansa. Dahil ang ordinansa dapat may logic at hindi dapat repugnant to the Constitution and the law. That is highly repugnant.
Okay. Last words. Will you take this to the Supreme Court, Attorney Acosta?
You know, there are many groups who are now preparing to ask for the declaration of unconstitutionality of any mandatory or indirect mandatory vaccination. Meron na. Hindi na kami makikialam dyan. Kaya lang ako napilitan ka rin na magsalita. He takes a comment, request ng mga tao na magsalita na si Fauci. Ngayon, lahat ng bakuna, may bakuna ako, except COVID, may iniintay nga ako yung protein base at ako'y magpapabakuna, yung protein base. Ayoko ng mRNA.
Okay, all right. So there are groups who are going to take this to the Supreme Court, and will you be part of that, Attorney?
There is no need for me to be a part of that because we do not collaborate unless it is necessary. If ever the local officials will incarcerate me for being an unvaxxed, then I will fight for my cause. I will fight for the Filipino people because I am the defender of the people, the chief public defender.
Okay, my last question is, what is the better way? Clearly, you've said these measures are punitive in nature. What is the better way then to encourage people to be vaccinated?
To explain to them what are the benefits, what are the risks, so informed consent. Pag nagkasakit kayo, sagot kayo ng mayor. Wala kayong problema. may mga ospital kayo sa mga government hospital. Ay, ang problema ng tao, pambiling pagkain eh. Paano pa yung pampa-ospital? Explain nila yung beauty of the vaccine. Ngayon, kung di kumbinsido ang tao pa rin, abay, iyaan siyang magdesisyon. Siyang mananagot nun. Actually, talagang itong issue na to global problem. At with your program, very thankful with ANC. You're my first interview, kayo unang nag-interview sa akin kasi
Thank you.
hinihintay ng tao to. Hinihintay ng tao to kaysa magkagulo. There will be a rule of the mob. If the local officials will doing drastic actions against the unvaccinated, 50 million pang Pilipinong hindi nababakunahan. Eh kung iyan magkaisa, kaya tayong lunodin ang saliva ng 50 milyong Pilipino sa isang dagat-dagatan. Kaya dapat may maayos na ordinansa, hindi yung parang ikaw na ang Kongreso. O pati konstitusyon, natapakan mo na.
You mentioned earlier that you really consider this anti-poor because kung mayaman ka at hindi ka bakunado, may sarili kang sasakyan. Hindi naman malalaman na hindi ka bakunado, di ba? O sa unang kaibangan. Or pag di ka bakunado at mayaman ka, pwede mo utusan yung kasambahay mo or whoever to go to the grocery and buy your meals. Pero sa mahirap, yun ang problema.
Problema ang mahirap. Hindi ka makasakay tricycle kasi wala kang vaccine card. Hindi ka makasakay ng pedicab, walang vaccine card. Yung mga pedicab, di makabiyahe, walang vaccine. Bakit nilalabag nila ang Republic Act 11525? Eh, batas ito. Anong gagawin dito? Scrap of paper? Walang karapatan ang local officials na i-repeal, i-amend, i-revise ang isang statute. And even the Constitution is the supreme law of the land. Sabi nga, salus papuli, es suprema lex. Eh gumagawa sila ng batas, laban naman sa batas ng Kongreso. Eh bakit pa tayo may Kongreso? Parang binuwag na ang Kongreso.
Okay, so actually there's a viewer right now who is watching you and siguro kanina huling tanong ko na yon pero ang tanong talaga niya, Karen, please ask Attorney Acosta, na itanong ko na to sa inyo kanina, but why are you oblivious of the President's accountability when it is his directive to limit the mobility and penalize the unvaccinated, which was my question to you earlier on. Agencies and LGUs are all reacting on the President's order. Isn't he accountable and at fault here, Attorney?
We cannot blame the President because he believes that the only way to curb and to fight against the pandemic is vaccination. That was the advice to him by his health, say, cabinet or consultant. Eh, hindi naman doktor nga si Presidente, pareho lang kami. So kung ano yung paniniwala niya, inasasabihin niya. Pero it does not mean na i-violate mo ang konstitusyon. He is a constitutionalist. At saka ginagalang niya batas. Sundin niyo ang protocol, hindi ganyan.
All right. On that note, okay, Attorney Persida Acosta, I want to thank you for joining me on Headstart. Have a happy new year and please take care of yourself. Be well.
Thank you so much, Karen. God bless you.
God bless you.